Shalom. Welcome to my second episode, and thanks a lot to those who took the time to watch my first of many. As I had indicated, I'm going to be talking a lot on identity, and I hope you're having a very wonderful afternoon and that you're blessed as I am. Keep it right here. Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. For the right target will always recognize your value. Well, I'm thinking of the parable of talents, which we find in Mathew chapter 25, right from verse 14 to 30. And I just want to look at it in relation to business and marketing strategies. Well, I love this analogy of kingdom business and us as products. And instinctively, you and I, who are kingdom citizens, we indeed are kingdom products. A quick question. If you were a soccer coach, what would you tell those people that you are coaching? And what if you are a teacher? What would you tell your students? What if you are a doctor? What would you tell your patient? Let's go a bit deeper. What if you were an entrepreneur, a businessman, or a businesswoman? What would you tell your products? Think about that time when you are creating, you're polishing the value of your product. That moment when you are branding and packaging your products. What do you whisper to your products? I believe that a good businessman or woman would tell the product something like, the right target will acknowledge or recognize your value. Let's talk entrepreneurship a little bit. When let's say mobile companies like Samsung or Huawei or Techno or Oppo are manufacturing their products. I'm sure at the back of their minds they're not always thinking about toddlers, and it's just the same way as when Farmer's Choice is manufacturing their products. They do not think about vegans, right? And I want to believe that the same principle applies to kingdom agenda, the kingdom agenda which is making disciples through witnessing. Each of us has been given a talent, 1, 2, and even some multiple. And I believe that we are going to be accountable on how we use those talents, as we see an example in Mathew. Well, it doesn't mean that birthing our true potential is going to be that easy, but it means that we are going to come to a point where we have to redefine our worth. We have to accurately define our target market. We have to practice consistency in producing value products. And I believe these are some of the business principles that have stood the test of time, and if we apply them, it's going to make our business prospects feasible as well. Well, I have seen some companies that come to a point where they do rebranding, they do repackaging. Companies like Cadbury's, I like chocolates, Mondelez International, Reckitt Beckinser, the one that manufactures Dettol. And let's come a little bit closer home, House of Manji. Just to name but a few, you'll realize that these companies have stood the test of time. Just sometimes they might be having other strategies, but one I realized is they do repackaging and rebranding constantly in order to remain relevant in the market. So as a kingdom citizen who is a kingdom product, if we have to come to a point where all we have to do is repackaging and rebranding in order to remain relevant in the market, then why not opt for it? Keep it right here.
Say every praise is to our God.
I have been thinking about this so much of late. Why is there like stunted sales on kingdom products? And this might not be an exhaustive list, but I realize that these are some of the reasons why growth, or rather sales, are stunted. One, conforming. When we conform, it means that you don't have standards, literally. You take standards of something or someone else and make them yours. And also comparison is a dangerous thing because it makes you conform. And that's one of the reasons why kingdom products have stunted sales. Number two, chasing recognition. When we chase recognition, it means that we are trying to fit in, but we cannot always fit in because each and every one of us is uniquely made, and they just have to come to a point of defining their worth and not trying to keep fitting in. Number three, a failure to redefine one's worth. When you do not know your value, it means you might not have that drive to just recognize what is in you and just have that drive, that passion to know that I have potential in me and there's something as a product I can put outside there in the world. Number four is ignorance. Not knowing that purpose informs a fundamental part towards one's fulfillment. I believe that also causes stunted sales on kingdom products. And the last one, which is number five, I looked at lack of sufficient prayer. The reality is that birthing our potential and just coming to a point where we are using the talents that the Lord put in us is not a mean feat. It comes with a lot of prayer. It comes with a lot of pressing on, seeking the Father, going to the secret place. It comes with a lot of trying to know, you discover yourself like through the help of the Holy Spirit, and that cannot be done in a crowd. It has to be a personal one-on-one, you and the Holy Spirit. Story time. I'd like to tell you a story. One time I was working in the trade section some time back, the trade section of a European diplomatic mission, and that basically means that we used to market the European products right here in our country. And I remember one time there was this company that sent their products. It was in the building and construction sector, and when the products arrived, we were supposed to market them to the local companies, and we checked some of the leading companies in building and construction. And when these companies, a few of them that we were in contact with, I remember this leading company that told me, we do not deny their products are very good, they are very good quality, their value is very good, but they are high-end, and for that reason I don't think we are going to work with them in this time. And that kept me thinking. It made me thinking, I mean, were we a wrong target? Anyway, that aside, this past July I also had this chance to go on an educational trip with our students, and we went to Kitengela Hot Glass. Kitengela Hot Glass is one of those companies that uses recycled glass, and they use this to make, I mean, very valuable products. They take these glasses, they are put into the furnace under very hot temperatures, and they are remodeled, refabricated to new products. And when these products hit the market, I can tell you the truth, they are not the ordinary glass. Like, their price is slightly higher than the ordinary glass that I have known. And I believe this is a lesson in recycling. Well, there are seasons when you're barely recognized as a product, and many have gone through that. But if you look carefully, if you check carefully, there will be always that one person who will overwhelmingly be enthralled by your expertise, and that person won't even be afraid to say so. You need to find that one person. Back to recycling. When I look at scrap metals and broken glasses, there are so many people who would look at that as something that just needs to be abandoned and thrown away. But you realize that these things can be remade into something new whose value can even be higher than the former. Yes, I remember when I first had this idea of this YouTube project. That was in July, 3 months ago, and I've been putting just content into place and trying to put some flesh into the structure. When October came and I started running up and down, actually when I was doing costumes and props for this project, I literally used abandoned materials and just trying to be creative. And I believe God was just bringing me back to this lesson where you learn about the power of recycling. I hope you're flowing with me. But you see, the paradox of life is such that even scrap metals, waste and broken glass, when they have been recycled, they can create a product whose new value those who had disposed of them may not even be in a position to negotiate at. It's such a paradox. I have some few notes. I'm gonna read them, and I believe they might help somebody out there who's really trying to find their place and a footing, and just to learn how to be a unique product as they were created to be, without trying to fit in or to conform. Well, number one, I realized that the only problem with conforming is company, and the price of transformation is solitude and separation. Until you come to a point of separation, you are a conformer. Number two, don't scamper for recognition by fitting in. Simply define your value, be a person of value, master it, deeply understand it, execute it with strategy, get your target right, be authentic, and you won't need so much sweat to advertise your product. Number three, don't position yourself in the wrong place, then get bitter when your value depreciates in the eyes of your prospective client. And the last one, number four, you as a son or daughter of the kingdom are a product sent to the world. And always remember that the right target will always absolutely recognize your value. As I conclude, I have a question. Are you a creation or a son stroke, a daughter of the kingdom? A creation is all that were created by the Lord. So whether you are born again or not, you're a creation of the Lord. But when you talk about sonship, where you are rebirthed into the kingdom, it comes with responsibilities, but it also comes with opportunities. Yes. So it's worth noting that if we ever want to unearth the underlying potential within, if you want to live our full identity, if we want to ever eternally dream and just execute together with the Creator, then we have to graduate from a point of being a creator or a creation to being a son or a daughter of the kingdom. And it's only at this juncture that you can receive the blueprint, precisely receive it, the blueprint for your life. And if you feel that this is something that's interesting for you, here is a prayer that you can say. Please keep it right here with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Kingdom Fold. If you said that prayer, I'm Irene, a teacher by profession. I teach French, literature, and performing arts. I'm also teacher of the Word, and God has graced me with a facet of the prophetic. I write prose, I write poetry, but above all this, I am a kingdom citizen, I am a witness, and I am an ambassador of Christ, who, through his mercy and grace, was rebirthed by him into the kingdom. Well, I just want to conclude that as a kingdom product, only God has the sovereign power to rebrand you, to repackage you, and then to reintroduce you. But you still have a role to play. Yield. And when all has been said and done, go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Shalom.